Hello and welcome to Mouthful.
Another podcast, another day,
Another dollar.
another beer.
Oh God, how many is that so far? There's Dos Equis.
No, I have never had Dos Equis.
Dude, what? You never had Dos Equis?
Not yet.
It's pretty strong.
I can
honestly.
easily just go to work and just when I get out my shift, she's like, "Hey, man, can I give me a Dos Equis?"
I was surprised you never asked for one yet. Actually,
The reason not is because I don't know if I like it or not. So I don't want to end up like taking a sip, be like, I don't like this, and then just like you guarantee, even though it's free because it's a shift beer, it just feels like a waste.
Bullshit! You've been drinking all this nasty ass beers in there, no matter what.
Because I have them, so I have to get rid of them.
So what? You have the Equis too. Fucking finish it.
You're right. I could just finish that.
That's to say, it's like,
Excuse
dude,
me.
beer is beer. You're gonna suck it down no matter what.
That is somewhat true for these. Extremely true for the two I have in there.
Oh God,
Those are gross.
dude! Everything that you brought back is disgusting.
Yeah, okay, there's a reason it didn't sell at the bar, and there's a reason I got it.
I mean, they're all home local breweries.
Yeah, they're all microbrews, and then
Okay.
those are not microbrews. They're just something. They exist, and they shouldn't.
All right. Well, beer's not on the topic for today. The topic for today, my dude.
What do you people want to listen to for a topic? Like, comment, and subscribe to let us know for this episode.
Put in the comment down below if you like to hear.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna comment on this video so they know what to talk. So that way they can talk about something that I want to hear about.
There's a lot of people out there on YouTube that actually do that. Like, they just want to see that they've changed something or made a topic.
If you want to put a suggestion in for episode 4 of the podcast, go ahead and comment now, and we'll get back and we'll record, and then we'll get back to you on that.
A year later.
and if you're listening to this podcast right now and you're like, oh cool, I'm gonna comment so they can talk about something in episode 4. This is episode 4, fucker.
Is this episode 4? We already made 4 episodes?
Yeah, 3 was Monster Hunter
I'll be damned.
with special guest John.
Well, we get the popper.
I wonder if y'all enjoyed the Monster Hunter episode with special guest John, who could be a recurring person.
But maybe.
He
If he ever feels like getting on here again and talking. I mean, you never know. We'll probably have...
It's not that hard. Like, even he was like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, we just talk about Monster Hunter like usual. Like, the same thing we do at the bar, we'll just do it here. The difference is a microphone in the middle of the table.
Y'all are shooting shit. Like, that's all you gotta do. That's all what the podcast is sometimes. It's just
That's all we
shooting
do.
shit.
That's all we do when he comes to the bar. I'll try to take time to sit with him, and especially if I'm off work, and we'll just shoot the shit for 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just like, there's not many people here I can have a conversation with. Me being one of the people he can have a conversation with. So I'm like, fuck. If you're gonna sit here and drink, and I have the time, and I'm not really necessarily on the clock, like, hell yeah, I'll keep you company.
Fucking if Ethan can do it, we can fucking do it too.
That's right.
Alright, for the subject today, though, dude, definitely want to see it again, for damn sure.
Absolutely.
Nice try. Stop. No racism in this thing.
It is not racist.
Oh my God.
We speak for the queen.
Oh God. Anyway.
Do you know the way?
Shut up.
I'm glad I did that in the theater because I wanted to like be kicked out. I was like, I hope someone kicks us out because that'd be fucking funny.
We're talking about Black Panther here. Black Panther.
We're not talking about Black Panther. We're talking about the greatest fucking Marvel movie.
The Marvel, dude, that fucking movie.
It was the best movie.
Yeah, it was the best movie.
It was one
ever.
of the best movies in general that I've seen in a while.
Exactly. Exactly. That was
That's what anytime when we were asking at the bar, like I think Rose, Mackay, or even I don't think I've talked to Drew about it yet.
I tell them all the time. I tell people all the time, it's like it's the best movie.
Yeah.
Not just Marvel, not just superhero. It's so good from the start to the end. The movie, the
it was one of the best Marvels and a fucking good ass movie.
The art, the action, the writing, the aesthetics. I mean, everything about it was top notch. I mean,
that movie was black as fuck.
I think it was,
and it was good.
Why would you go with the black?
Because it is like there's black in the sense of black, but also I really love the culture.
The African culture,
that African culture, it's so cool because I really like cultures from around the world. I like that aesthetic. I'm always that kind of person.
I mean, Thor with mythology and stuff like that too. Like it's just everything.
I was curious about the Thor mythologies, and all that. I'm like, but the culture, just how people talk, act, their philosophies, their aesthetics. All that's super cool to me. It's always has been as a kid, which is why I did really good in history class. But one of the coolest thing about seeing that movie was not the movie.
What was it?
It was walking in the theater when Maddie called me and was just like, "Are you on your way?" Because I just got here, and I was like, "Yeah, we're like down the street because we just left Texas Roadhouse." The coolest thing that night was going into the theater and seeing that a lot of black people, but they had African garbs.
Are you serious?
There was people going in there dressed in all black with like orange tribal scarf, like culture. They were wearing culture to see this movie.
Oh.
That is my favorite thing. They felt represented, like they could bring that out.
I never saw any of
That's
that.
like, and my favorite scene was when it shows Oakland, 1992, in that room.
Yeah.
That apartment room. That apartment room is awesome.
Yeah.
Because it was just cool patchworks and things and signs and woodworkings, and that was awesome. That was the coolest thing, was seeing people dress up for that movie.
See, I was
it spoke to them in some way.
I was expecting, for them to dress up as the characters from the show, from the movie and stuff like that.
I didn't see anything from the movie, like in costume wise. No,
I didn't see,
like even just regular outfits.
Anybody dressed up as Black Panther or anybody like that? No,
I didn't. It was just a lot of grown up people.
I expected somebody.
A lot of adults.
Dressed up as Michael B. Jordan.
I want that mask.
That mask was dope.
That mask was awesome. I told Kyle, I was like, dude, when you go watch it, he's gonna be your favorite fucking character.
Oh, dude.
He's my favorite. He's my favorite one. He's my favorite villain.
You gonna tell me that mask is made of vibranium too? No.
Nah, I'm just feeling it.
Feeling it.
And he just takes it. I'm like, yes. Oh,
of course that's gonna be Easter egg though. Like that's gotta be an Easter egg. Is it? What kind of like mask was that?
From a comic book reference standpoint, I have no idea. From a historical standpoint, it might be something, but I have no idea.
It had to represent some sort of animal and stuff like that. I know it.
It looked like a gazelle.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they had gazelle horns.
Oh, okay.
Well, they look like gazelle horns. I don't know if they were.
I seriously thought it was like some sort
or
of...
like what other like antelope.
Yeah.
Could be like antelope horns.
I honestly thought it was some sort of since his name is Killmonger and stuff like that, of course I thought it was going to be something like Killmonger-ish, I guess, like a hunter kind of thing.
I don't know if in the comics he ever wore is that you or me?
That was me.
Okay. I don't know if in the comics he ever wore like some sort of anything. His character in the movie is a mixture of Eric Killmonger from the comics and the White Wolf.
Oh, okay. Like going back to, well, we never actually, that damn episode, we had a whole episode made talking about Thor and everything like that, and the computer decided to be a fuck up and just delete it.
I named that episode, after I finished editing it, I named the file, Thor, it was Thor Wars, the Last Ragnarok.
Oh, good lord.
Or Star Thor, the Last Ragnarok.
That's pretty funny. But, again, going back to it, I recommend it. I recommend it to your children. I recommend it to their parents, their grandparents, anything. It's because it was not just a superhero movie. It was definitely a, in a way, a cultural movie.
It was, it very much was.
It explains so much of Africa and the tribal people and everything like that. I mean, I know some of them. I feel like some of them were real.
Hi.
I feel like, honestly, some of them were actually completely real.
How you feeling?
So, I definitely recommend the movie. To
answer the question, in the comics, Killmonger wears the shirtless outfit he was wearing.
Shirtless.
Whenever that certain part in the movie when he takes the thing off.
Right.
Yeah.
They just take it off. That thing burns off.
Yeah, but just like him, just shirtless.
Oh yeah, spoilers by the way.
With the thing.
Yeah, the necklace. Yeah.
That's him in the comics. It's just that with the thing and then pants. That's his, and he has dreads in the comics. He's also extremely huge. He's just like
big.
Conan large.
I mean, and of course, Michael B. Jordan worked the shit out of himself trying to make him look larger, and he was larger than what's his name?
Also, the mask is, I think, a slight reference to the comics. Actually,
like I was saying, that it has to be a reference.
That's one of the recent ones.
Aha! I thought so.
It looks a little bit like it.
Yeah, it looks just like it actually. I can't remember his name.
Oh man, I'm gonna burp quite a bit with this beer.
I'm drinking a lot of beer. Oh, look at this.
Beer does that to me. Yep.
So, what you think about it?
Best. Just
like you walked in there hyped. You walked out there more hyped.
Yeah. It lived up to my hype, to my personal hype. I was like, this movie's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be like you're gonna feel awesome. It's gonna be so cultural. It's gonna be cool fight scenes and shit. There's a part in the movie, and I can't say for spoiler reasons, when it's the chase scene from the it's the car chase scene from the trailer. There's a part in that chase near the beginning when Black Panther does a thing. When he does that thing, I looked at Batman and looked at Brandon and was like, I'm out of this theater. I've seen all I need to see.
Oh yeah, it's in the trailer. You see it in the trailer,
and that's pretty early on in the movie too. And I'm like, this is what I'm in. This is what I'm sitting here for. Like I've sat through however many minutes it was, pretty early in the film. This happens. I'm like, this is gonna be the rest of the movie.
Yeah,
it's gonna be this level. It will never not be this level. I don't need to see any more. And I was right. Like by the end of the movie, I was just like, you know what? I was right. Near the beginning when I said this is going to be this level, and it was. It lived up to my own hype.
It never brought you back down.
No,
at all.
Even anything that you could consider like a slow part of the movie was not even slow. It was just more context, more expedition, more action. It just continued the story.
Exactly.
There was never a down point, and that's awesome.
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, T'Challa.
Yeah, okay.
T'Challa.
I
great cast.
I was gonna say
Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, Eric Killmonger played by Michael B. Jordan, Michonne from Walking Dead,
dude,
as the whatever I can never remember that name is Dali Mijan.
Yeah, dude, get this. I literally
Shuri,
sat there,
the greatest character
I
ever
sat
made.
There and I watched her. I watched Michonne the whole fucking time, looking at her. I'm like, you look familiar. Where have I seen you from? What? You with hair. I've seen you with hair somewhere. I never got it. I never fucking got it. Then, like, the next day, I'm with my raid group with Pokemon Go, and all of a sudden, somebody mentions go and see Black Panther. I'm like, yeah, definitely best movie. Gonna go see it. And then the man's wife says, yeah, I can't wait to see Michonne. I always love to see, powerful women in movies. I freaked the fuck out. I was so mad at myself for not realizing that. Oh my god, I'm so terrible with names. But I freaked out whenever I finally heard and answered my question. Luke, hold up. Danya. Oh shoot.
Danai Gurira.
Danai Gurira. Yeah.
Yeah. She plays Okoye. It's just a great cast. Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Lupita Nyong'o as Nakia.
Yeah.
Like, Lupita Nyong'o, one, she's awesome. And two, she's Maz Kanata in Star Wars.
Wait, what?
She's Maz.
What?
I believe so.
That's sick. I didn't know that.
I believe so.
Daniel Kuyat. Oh my god, I'm so terrible with names.
The fuck are you talking about?
Daniel
Kaluuya? When he was Wakabi, from Get Out.
And I was watching him, I was like, where's the scene from? All of a sudden, Manny leans up and just Get Out. I'm like, oh, thank you.
I looked over at Brandon, and I was like, looks like he got out. And then Brandon looked up, and then Brandon heard me say that. He looked at me and was like, or he got in.
My love. Oh my god, that's so funny. But yeah, they did everything right with this cast. And whenever I saw the guy.
Yes, she is Maz Kanata. She's also in the Jungle Book as Raksha. I don't remember.
And when I saw Forrest Whitaker, I was like, of course he's gonna be in this movie.
That man looks like he's dying.
Half died.
He looks like he's half dead.
I feel bad for. I'm sorry if you have a lazy eye, people. Like
my aunt has one.
Everything that he's in, it just looks like he's half awake, half asleep. So
I remember I looked at Brandon. I was like, I was in Star Wars and I died, and now I am in Black Panther and I live.
God damn. What? What?
So this cast, Forrest Whitaker, Angela Bassett. Like, Angela Bassett's a great actress. She does really good work. Andy Serkis. That's fucking Ulysses Claw.
I didn't realize that was Andy Serkis.
Fucking Andy Serkis as Claw.
You know what's funny
That's all the
too?
way from Civil War.
I never actually realized either. You know Andy Serkis, right? You know
Yeah, he does a lot of the CGI characters, like War of the Planet of the Apes and all that.
Do you know what he was?
He's Snoke.
Do you know who he was?
He was Claw.
Yeah, I mean, like, you recall one character that he played that was also with another character that's in the movie. Like they actually met face to face this time around, and not through CGI.
Not through CGI.
Martin Freeman.
All right.
He played the Hobbit. He played
Oh.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known that.
I thought you went to see Hobbit.
No.
No. Okay.
I'm not into like medieval fantasy.
Okay. Yeah.
It just seems like it's a really drawn out.
They did draw out the Hobbit.
The Hobbit is drawn out. It's not as good as Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, like they felt like that they did over exaggerate some stuff.
I can see that it's a movie, but like I just don't like medieval fantasy. It's like, look, it is the elf village of blank, and it's like a hard name to kind of remember for me. And then like there's this person, and then they introduce several characters. I'm like, they're super cool, but their names are all ridiculous. Yeah. You know? And like it always gets into like this person, like or Game of Thrones too, when it's just like it's something the Grey, this, and then, like they always have like these large titles. Like it's super cool for world building, but I'm not going to remember the entirety of all the characters in Lord of the Rings that they're trying to throw at me. I'm better at sci-fi when it comes to that.
I always feel bad for people.
Example would be Star Wars. I'm better at remembering Star Wars characters than like fantasy characters.
I always feel bad for the
science fiction's easier for me.
I always feel bad for the people that have to say Khaleesi's name.
Khaleesi.
Like her full name.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous as fuck.
Yeah,
and it's super cool for like the scene, but it's just like I'm not gonna remember this shit.
I still remember that whenever. Oh, never mind, spoilers. I can't talk about stuff without spoiling anything because a lot of people aren't caught up with it yet. I mean, it's been a whole year. You should have been caught up on it by now.
What's been out for a year?
Game of Thrones.
Oh,
that season. Yeah.
Oh, season 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Season 7's been out
it's getting to about a year. Yeah, because I'm on Off Topic. Whatever episode of Off Topic, I'm 85, and like Michael's like you went to bed last night, and I watched the one when they were at RTX Austin 2017, and that's when he looked at the credit and was like, Game of Thrones in like 4 days, season 7. That was RTX Austin last year. It has now been a year.
So whenever Jon Snow and Khaleesi actually first meet it's so funny because her
I can't wait to get to the off-topic episode about that.
Her handmaiden was it started just going off in the tangent talking about
that scene.
All of a sudden, John's like just looks at crap. It's been a while since I watched Game of Thrones myself. And
he looks at what's his face. Yeah, I don't remember his face.
Like, Jon Snow. Yes,
Jon Snow.
This is Jon Snow. He
King of the North, or whatever.
Yeah, King of the North.
Something of the wildlings, isn't it? Is there a wildling one?
No, I don't think he actually went on a tangent like that. I think it was just the same thing. Here's mine.
I know that one. I actually heard it.
But yeah. Definitely a good movie to go watch.
Oh yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You are going to go see it.
Everyone should. I'm going to go watch it in 3D at the Grand.
We're going to the Grand?
I'm going to the Grand because they have a different Black Panther cup and I want it.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about showed you. It's all right.
Because it has the little statue. I want the little statue.
That's it. That's all you want.
Well, it's a nice looking cup.
Yeah, it's hard. It's not as hard as plastic as that one is.
Is it not?
No, not at all.
I want the little statue.
It's like that USM cup right there.
Oh no. Okay, yeah.
I like mine better. I like mine 10 times better.
I kind of want to take mine and take the gold spray paint we got in the garage and just like. Shh.
That'd be awesome. But you're gonna get lead poisoning though.
There's no lead in that.
There's no lead in that?
It's American made. We ain't the Chinese.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
This is a movie about Africa, not China.
Just dip it in the gold. How about that?
Ooh. That'd be some dope shit.
Be some Midas shit going on right there.
I saw a pun on Tumblr, and it was just like, if there was an Oedipus and King Midas crossover, that'd be motherfucking gold. I was like, whoever read this should die. Whoever wrote this should fucking die.
That's funny.
Thank you and fuck you. The only reason I go on Tumblr is just because I follow Just Bad Puns, and it's just a ton of fucking puns. I'm like, I keep losing myself in these, but they're funny.
Do you think it's gonna be better? Do you think Black Panther is gonna be better than? I'm scratching your nose on the mic. I bet it sounds weird.
If they can even hear it.
Ready Player One.
Yes.
That quick.
Mm-hmm.
That fucking quick.
Well, one, I wouldn't compare them, but two, Ready Player One it doesn't have a lot of it based on the book, and in a weird way that I like that, because it gives me more of a reason to go watch it. Instead of being like, I know it's going to happen, now I get to see it visually. No, I actually, in a way, don't know what's going to happen in this movie. There's such little of it based on the book. But I do wish there was a real adaptation of that book. It is genuinely one of my favorite books ever. And it's not... It doesn't look like a good adaptation of it. There's too much that's changed, too much that's different. And I think if it's not adapted completely, it loses a lot of what made it awesome.
Do you think it's just going to be a cash grab?
Not completely.
Because there's a lot of,
there's a lot of game references in it. Yeah.
Iconic stuff in it.
In that way, yes, a cash grab. But I think Spielberg is trying to tell, like, a genuine, interesting story. But how that comes off across is completely up to him and how we watch it. And
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's gonna... I'm not hyping the movie anymore.
That's probably smart.
I was at first for the first teaser trailer. I was so ridiculously hyped.
I was too.
Because it was the book I've been waiting for to be a movie.
I never read the book, so... And
it's like, I'm hyped. Now I'm not hyping it. No, because I don't want to ruin myself for that.
Exactly.
I'm not going to ruin myself. And I've seen enough in the trailers that there is enough of a large difference in the adaptation that I can't even be hyped. Because it's such a different story. It seems like it's going to be. So it's like, I can't be hyped for the adaptation of the book because this is not the adaptation of the book. Mm-hmm. It's just based on it. Mm-hmm. So I'm hyped to go see the movie. I'm not hyped for the adaptation of it.
I'm curious about it. I'm definitely curious about it. Like, I'm a video game nerd to the point where, like, I'm gonna love it, but am I gonna enjoy it?
I'm gonna enjoy it. Either way, I'm gonna really like that movie. I won't like it as much as I hope I will like it if it was a real complete adaptation.
Yeah. It's a little... It could be on the fence. It definitely could be on the fence with that because you wanted to see it because of the book. I'm going to see it because I'm curious of what...
I wanted to see it because of the book. I want to see it now because it's a genuine different story.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's actually something like different. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna check it out.
That's the reason why I really want to make sure that I don't ruin it for myself. So.
Which also means you can read the book and it won't spoil anything.
Oh, so it's not. So they actually made a lot of original stuff for the movie.
It's in a way, yeah. It's just not. It's not a complete adaptation. It's not close, There are things that are like just different enough that, like I said, like I'm not watching it because it's an adaptation of the book. I'm watching it because it's actually like a cool looking movie. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Okay. What are the other things that you're excited for?
Don't like movie wise?
Yeah, just movie wise.
Not Venom.
Oh God!
I'll give you that. I'm looking forward to Pacific Rim too.
Basically give it the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully it's good. Tom Hardy. Everything Tom Hardy does is.
I'll go watch it. I'll wait. So far, I'm not really interested in watching it, but as because it's a Spider-Man comic like adaptation.
It's from Sony.
In a way, I feel like I have to watch it.
Yeah, it's from fucking Sony. Of course, it's gonna be like.
But once the real trailers start coming out, then I'll have a better idea of whether or not I'm actually even gonna go watch it.
Yeah, it's funny too. Everybody's pissed about it because they didn't show enough in the trailer.
I'm not interested in that they didn't show enough. I'm just interested in the fact that they didn't say anything. Like,
yeah,
it's a teaser, but they didn't say anything.
Yeah,
like,
they didn't say anything
give me some aspect of what this is even about.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I know is from reading that it's based on the Agent Venom Soldier of Fortune story, or I think it's called The Protector. It's like story arc.
It's always gonna be like Venom with guns and stuff like that.
Agent Venom is basically it's Venom, but with like a fucking SWAT outfit looking shit, and he's awesome. He's a good hero / somewhat anti-hero in the comics. Like he became such a hit when he was first introduced that they actually continued using him for like some of the Spider-Man comics, some of the like side Avenger stories for like a different team kind of thing. He even had and at some point like 2 years ago he had his own thing called Agent Venom come out where he was called Agent Venom, and I remember seeing it in the store and it was like a complete white picture with like bodies stacked or something, and it had him holding up like a torn American flag like on like the Iwo Jima kind of pose like that, and it had Carnage in it. Like that was one of the main things was Agent Venom versus Carnage.
So that's Carnage is going to be the villain in this movie?
No.
What?
No, remember last podcast?
That's right.
He's rumored to be a post-credit scene.
That's right.
And I think that's a terrible idea. Then again, having Carnage in it might also be kind of a terrible idea because it feels like it's pushed into that already having the Carnage created instead of like all the cool stories of Venom and Spider-Man that you could do leading up to that. Like... And it's also a bad idea just to kind of make this movie.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Why would you make a Venom solo movie when you haven't established Venom as a fucking character? And in a way, this movie's supposed to do that, but in a way, Venom is not an established character by himself. He never was. He was always introduced in Spider-Man. He was always established as Spider-Man. Then he would move into the Venom. Like, then Venom is introduced. Then you get to know his character and all that shit. Like Spider-Man 3 did probably a better job than this movie might.
You mean the best movie ever?
What?
You mean the best movie ever?
Spider-Man 3 is the best movie ever.
Oh, God. Yeah, I wasn't wanting you to actually agree with me with all that.
It's fucking awesome.
All right, look. All in all, I like the original trilogy. I like the original. I like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies because it actually brought. It made
As a kid,
yeah.
It was the best movies ever made.
Exactly.
As an adult now,
it's a classic to me.
They're classics. And they're decent films at their worst. And they're good films at their best.
There's not that many.
And they're campy as fucking shit.
Three usually.
They're campy as shit, and like I like it for like not the reasons of it being a good or bad movie. I just like it because it's entertaining.
Obviously,
they're entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
There are issues.
Like what?
Even in the good ones.
Like what?
Because I don't like the fight scene in the train with Doc Ock. Specifically, just only.
What the fuck?
The whole fight scene is dope as shit, but I hate the one part when Doc Ock throws Spider-Man forward. He dodges through that little tunnel thing, and then he strikes at Doc Ock. Because from a physics, physics and scientific standpoint, that makes no fucking sense.
I can understand that part.
That's what irks me is like that doesn't even make sense. Other than that, it's dope.
Yeah.
You know, the Spider-Man 2 is the best one. It also has the greatest video game of Spider-Man ever made.
The fucking video game...
Shattered Dimensions is the only thing that comes close to even surpassing it or tying with it.
You know, we definitely should play that for the channel, right?
Oh, bro. I know everything about that game.
Well, we definitely have to do some cuts here and there because...
Oh my god, that was the worst part of that game, and it's amazing. That's why I like that VR chat dude going around playing that music.
Dude, that fucking Mysterio part...
Have you seen the...
No, I haven't.
Speaking of VR chat, speaking of VR chat, the Grump stream, Aaron, someone donated like a certain amount of money, and Vernon read it out, and then the guy's like, this person donated this much amount of money, and he said, and he won like one of the giveaways, or I think it might have been, and he's like, he also donated this much amount of money, and he says, how does Darude Sandstorm go again? And then Aaron was like genuinely like for like a minute was like I don't know. He's clearly being sarcastic. He's like I don't know. I think it was like.
Oh God.
he did that for a minute straight, and Nate Mont's battle was, and he was like, "What the fuck?" And then Aaron said that in VR chat, he has a friend who did like a 3D model for him. So he's like a little anime girl that was created for him. So they modeled it and sent him the files so that way in VR chat he could be like some sort of little anime girl. But he goes around and his anime girl has headphones, and one of his custom emotes is that he takes off the headphones and does like this and holds them out. When he does that, it plays him going oh
my god,
and he's like, everyone hates it. I was like, you're the best, Aaron.
Oh my god,
this is why I want to play VR chat.
People who make stuff like that, just models and stuff like that, like are fucking geniuses in my opinion.
It's interesting.
It's very
Oni does that.
It's very hard.
Have you seen Oni's Beef Boy?
No.
Oh my god, his Beef Boy. He made a custom VR chat character based on an old game he was gonna do with a friend that never went anywhere. But his friend had like the model textures and shit, and he sent it to him to Oni, and Oni knows how to use Blender 3D animation program. So he like refined the model a little bit and used it as his VR chat profile. And there's a video on his channel about him going around as Beef Boy. It is disturbing because it's a skinny character like Slender Man with no skin, huge eyes, and just a creepy smile.
That's disturbing.
And he just sits in the bathroom and washes his hands.
Oh god.
And someone walks in and was like, what the fuck? And he's like, what?
Oh god.
And he just goes up to like some person, like some chick who's like a little anime girl, like VR chat character, and she's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm watching my friends. It's like, shake hands. It's like, and then he just goes like, mwah. And she's like, ah! And like runs off because he's just like,
what?
It's so disturbing. His fucking Beef Boy. No, I want the.
Oh god, I'm getting over a sickness right now. It's definitely a killer on the lungs. Oh god. Oh god. Oh my god. That is. Oh Jesus Christ! That's so disturbing.
That's Beef Boy.
That's like creepypasta shit right there. Oh good lord! Why is that even a thing?
Because he wanted to make a game with his friends.
No, don't play it.
No, I just want the thumbnail.
Oh god, I don't want the thumbnail either. Oh.
Oh, where's the thumbnail? There it was.
Oh my god! That's so.
It's like, what the fuck?
Jesus Christ! Oh, stop!
And he just keeps touching people, and they're just like, stop! They're like, stop! Get off me! And he's like, what? I'm just making friends.
Oh, that's so weird. I don't like that whatsoever. VR's weird. Okay, VR can fuck you. Fuck you. That's a fucking hentai.
It used to be.
Oh,
well,
really?
It still is technically, but they no longer publish random doujinshis that people submit anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, now that Faku has developed into a site where there's such a large following, they publish legitimate doujinshis now.
Oh.
Like anything.
Oh, you have to pay for it, don't you?
No.
Really?
I think you can. I think you can just go on their website and like read shit. But yeah, a lot of their stuff now is pay for.
I'll be damned.
Because they don't like. Oh look, someone submitted a thing. We'll put it up. Yeah. Or like they just find it on the internet. Like someone posted all the pictures on the internet or something. So they just like download all the pictures, put it like a file. It's no longer like a freeware like Pornhub type site. It's actually you go on there and all their shit is original.
Wow.
It's all original. Like they have actual legitimate artists making these things. I'm like, I mean, all right.
Yeah, I guess.
But I mean,
for you.
I was like, all right, but. From an artistic standpoint, fucking good job. Like, hell fucking yeah.
That's what always... It makes me feel so weird whenever I think about it. It's like, people's jobs is to make porn. Like, draw porn. To be more exact.
There's some people out there in Japan that that's not even their job. They just do it because they make money. Some of your favorite anime has creative directors in it, or artists, or animations that could be some of your favorite people, and you find out that they've done hentai. Because they were just like, cool, I can just draw this hentai, sell it.
Didn't Toriyama do that?
I don't know.
I swear, I think Toriyama made a hentai.
You can look up like anime artists that also did hentai, and you can just find a list of people who did like some of the best, who worked on some of the best animes ever made. Knowing now, when you read this list, they're like, the person who animated, like, I don't know, Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
By the way, he also did hentai.
Yeah.
And it's
the
just
guy
like,
who voiced Yami Yugi
That's funny as shit, though.
did a fucking video. I mean, did a
he did. Yeah,
voice acted in a fucking
a lot of voice actors
pornography.
also start off in that because it's so
easier,
shitty.
Yeah, it's easier to get into.
It's shit ass voice acting, so they don't pay a lot, but it's one way to make money voice acting.
Exactly.
And then from there, they just move you up, and you just move up in the world.
That's just like, why in the world?
Somehow moved up to Yu-Gi-Oh.
You know, it kind of makes me feel bad for the people too who, you know, especially like, you know, voice acting for pornography and stuff like that. Like, they have to make noises. They have to pretend that.
Oh yeah.
All that junk. I'm like.
Yeah, they gotta make all those noises. I bet it feels weird in the booth.
Can't fucking do without laughing. Spread my butt cheeks and stick your hot rod up me. Like, people have to say that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, why?
That's why I like listening to Yami Yugi do it. He's like, quack like a duck. Quack like a duck. Now bark like a dog.
Oh yeah, Christian Bale. Don't just stare at it. Eat it.
Eat it.
American Psycho, one of the weirdest but best movies I've ever seen.
One of the weirdest movies to watch with no fucking sound.
We watched it with sound.
Did we watch it with sound?
We watched it with sound.
Okay, Centipede we didn't.
Centipede, yeah. Human Centipede was a...
Centipede was a fucking mistake.
Yeah. I'm very glad we didn't see it.
With no sound.
Yeah. We didn't have sound or anything like that. And I'm very glad we didn't, because that would have been fucking...
Oh, that was so much worse with
upsetting.
sound.
I mean, we jump cut from, like, just different things to different things, because we didn't really want to see, you know, any grotesque situations, but it's just, like...
I found that movie boring.
It was very boring.
Like, looking back at it now, like, that movie was boring.
How did you get a trilogy? How the fuck did that movie get a trilogy? I don't understand that.
The second one was, I think, someone who was fascinated by the idea and then making a longer one. And the third one was some sort of also fascination, but also some sort of punishment. So they had, like, the entire prison yard do it.
Oh, yeah, the prison yard do it.
Yeah, it was like the longest chain they made was a whole prison yard.
Seriously, like...
I was never interested in those movies in the first place. I'm like, this idea is fucking weird, but I'm not surprised that it exists.
You know what's sad?
Some people make their living off making crazy-ass movies like that.
There's a lot more things that are more disturbing than that. Like, I watched a top 10 clip on YouTube of, like, the most top disturbing videos that you're not allowed to watch, kind of thing. You know, like, it's banned. That are banned.
Look, it's a person getting run over by a tank.
Worse. I've seen way worse. I don't want to... I'm not saying it on the podcast. I'll tell you later.
I've heard of worse.
Yeah, it just kind of surprised.
Is it the Reddit 50-50?
I have no idea what it is.
The Reddit 50-50?
Oh, the 50-50.
The 50-50 challenge?
Oh, yeah. Worse, actually.
Those videos can get pretty bad.
They do get bad, but no, it's worse.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's something, like I said, I'll tell you later, but
Ooh.
it's really disturbing, honestly, and it kind of scarred me a little bit.
Is it people just popping, like, back pimples?
No, sadly I watched this, but
back cysts.
Sadly I watched
Dr. Pimple Popper?
Oh my god, Dr. Pimple Popper, I love that chick, she's so fun. But
Look, I don't care for those videos and I don't watch them because it does not interest me whatsoever in any way, but she's hot.
Oh yeah, she's hot. She's hot as hell.
That was off topic. They were talking about it. I think it was Jeff who was just like, I gotta say, those were the hottest fucking doctors I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah. Like,
and I was just like, what is he talking about? Because I've never seen her. And the broadcast brought up a picture, and I was just like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I see it.
It's just, but
I think Matt Bragg was like, yeah, I watched those videos. I'm like, fuck you. I think it was Andy. Andy that said that.
But going back to it, it's just like, it kind of surprises me that there's people out there that made videos, like movies, like that. Like, just scar people in such a...
Eli Roth.
Huh?
Eli Roth, that's all he does. That's all I know him to do.
I don't know.
He might do other stuff. He did, like, The Green Inferno. That was, like, his latest movie that I remember.
Green Inferno.
Yeah, that was like a bunch of like fucking people that are tourists or some shit, and they go to like a fucking jungle and they meet like a tribe of people, and then the whole movie is just them running around to escape this tribe while the tribe slowly takes them, and
Eat some. Oh yeah, the cannibals.
Like they could either eat them, destroy them in like all kinds of obscenely gross ways of like pulling them on the floor, now rip them apart and like.
Oh my god.
And like they show the ripping of the sinews and all that.
God.
Like Eli Roth does a lot of that body horror kind of horror shit. And I was just like, it's not even entertaining. Like I don't. Where's the story here?
Yeah.
I don't get it. It's basically like is it
Don't you
called?
say it. Don't you say it.
There's a word for it. It's like horror porn or something like that.
Porn, yeah.
Like that. It's a word. It's a word like that.
Yeah.
Like gore porn.
Yeah, it's like damn it. Now you made me think of I just had it in my head too.
All it is just like an excuse for like a character to die in some sort of way because of like a weird reason, like gore porn or you're fetishy.
Damn it, it's like torture porn.
That's it. It's all like Eli Roth, as far as I know from his movies. He might have other movies that aren't it, but he just does torture porn.
Yeah.
I'm just like, where's the story here?
Yeah,
I don't get it. None of these characters are like even interesting or redeeming.
It's sad to say that I actually do enjoy them, but it's just more of me like trying to figure out a way to get out of them. The Saw movies, like it's just
which should have stopped 9 movies ago.
There's only 7 in there.
They should have stopped 5 movies ago.
Yeah, the
1, 2, and 3 are
like one of the top ones because they actually had story to them. What 4, 5, and 6, and now 7.
I think they're making an 8.
Yeah, no 8. Wait, is Jigsaw? No, 7 is Jigsaw.
Okay.
6 is the final chapter.
They're making it. I believe they're making an 8.
They are.
I don't know, but I would not be surprised.
I think they are. Yeah, they said that they are continuing on with the.
It's like the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, in a way, yeah, they just need not to do it.
No,
but regardless,
it got from like being weirdly curiously interesting and horror-y to just being torture porn.
Yeah, and like I said, like it's a matter of actually trying to figure out on how to get out of the traps now because seeing them. I hate to say it, but John Kramer does have a point. People go throughout lives without realizing how much of their life is good. You know, like they take life for granted and stuff, and like it just wants to show you how.
I came from an island that's turned into a shitstorm now, so I get how good my life is. The only reason I don't think of it is for personal reasons.
Yeah, it's just a matter because people are taking life for granted and stuff like that, and like you don't want to, and you think that it's so bad. There's people out there dying from cancer and stuff like that, so it's like to the point. Yeah, I can get it, but at the same time, like the stuff that you gave people the wrong message. People are following you and getting the wrong message. Like basically, Detective Hoffman, he was one of the people that started becoming like Jigsaw because he wants to see people tortured because his sister got killed. His only family got killed from a boyfriend.
His characters are turning into the Punisher.
More or less.
Yeah.
Because
like, oh, they killed my family, I bring justice, but his justice just goes a little too far.
Yeah. Like
same with that guy. Like, oh, my sister died, I'm gonna torture the criminals because they deserve it, but I went a little too far. Though.
Yeah. And I can understand that. It's like it's just a matter of the fact of
people who watch that movie are the same people who enjoy the Punisher comics.
And I enjoy the Punisher. I love the Punisher. You know,
fucking good show. And his comics are pretty good too.
Yeah.
Like the season 2, I'm looking forward to the adaptation of season 2.
I can't remember the guy's name who did
John
Punisher.
Bernthal. Huh? John Bernthal.
The one to do the movie.
No, I think it was 3 movies, wasn't there?
The one with John Travolta in it.
The one with John Travolta.
Yeah, it's that one that I actually did enjoy. I sat there and watched it. It had
I've not
John
seen
Panette.
Those movies.
It had John Panette in it. You remember John Panette?
I don't know that name.
Oh, sorry, you don't watch comedy that much.
I don't.
Very funny guy. Very.
Thomas Jane was one of the. Yeah, there was one. It's Thomas Jane. Thomas Jane played Punisher, and John Travolta played Howard Saint.
Yeah, he was the one that
money launderer
who was going after. Yeah, because
I actually want to see this one.
Saint actually killed his family.
Yeah,
in
Saint.
Puerto Rico.
Oh.
You don't remember that from Gus talking about?
You're right.
What the fuck is this?
Where's the garbage?
I just lived there for a whole year. Where's the garbage bags? Where's the electricity? it's just like going off and stuff like that. Yeah, that's that movie. It's that movie that Jeff was talking about. It's actually a very good movie, and I hate the people say that it's not.
I've never seen it. I would like to watch this one.
I'm surprised you haven't, honestly.
That was 2004. That was back when I wasn't even watching movies.
Check Netflix. Netflix had it for a good while. Honestly.
Speaking of which, connect your Netflix to that TV.
Yeah, I need to do that. Yeah.
So I can watch shit. I need to watch Altered Carbon.
Yeah, we got a 4K HD. Oh wait, we can't be talking about this. No, don't scratch that.
Look, our neighbors are the ones that can't know.
Yeah, the neighbors can't know. Yeah, pro tip: don't. If you're gonna do something big and new and it costs a lot of money, don't put it on the garbage.
Don't put the box outside.
Yeah, the box. That's just basically telling people.
I've heard a lot of stories of people getting robbed for that reason.
Yeah, that's the reason why we kind of have the box still inside somewhere. But
it's a nice box. I could use that for something.
Oh yeah. Well, regardless,
I really want to watch this movie.
It's actually a very good movie.
It's got a 29%.
Very underrated.
It's got 29% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's to say, it's very underrated.
Which means nothing to me. I just want to see the fact that it's a movie with one, John Travolta in it, and two, it's based on Year One Punisher, Welcome Back Frank Punisher series, the Warzone comics, and the War Journal comics. Like, those are interesting stories.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to stray away. It's kind of weird how John Travolta went from a pretty boy to like a hard, stern man to the point where he's like basically playing a bad guy in every single movie now. Because he's just got that cleft chin that every bad guy should have. And it makes him look fucking stern as hell. You know? So, it's just... I give the movie a good 7.
I'd watch it.
Yeah.
I'd give it a
7.5, you know.
A chance
just
out
for
there.
For that John Panette. The John Panette makes me laugh because he's an not opera singer. He's a Broadway show singer. He's a stand-up comedian too, and it's just funny because he was singing opera in the in the movie. So it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth a watch. So it's like I said, it's Marvel too. So of course, like Marvel, it's before they started going to the Phase 1, Phase 2, and stuff like that.
It was right before, dude.
Yeah, it was like
that was
right
2009, I think.
Yeah.
Well, they just did 10 years, so it was around 2008. It was 2008.
Yeah.
It was 4 years before the MCU.
And
it was a year after the shitty Daredevil movie.
Yeah, I don't blame him either.
It was an enjoyable movie, but I think the Netflix show's better.
Yeah. But like I said, Marvel in general, just they do make great stuff. I'm still skeptical of Thor Ragnarok.
Fair enough, yeah.
Just because
it's everyone has different taste.
The funny scenes, like I love them too much. Too many funny scenes.
I expected that because I looked up Taika Waititi before watching the movie, so I knew what his directing style was, and that movie was absolutely his style. All he does is crazy comedy like that.
Okay.
That's why I want to see What We Do in the Shadows. I want to see that.
Same way. Is it like all of his movies the same way?
The comedies?
Yeah.
Yeah, with different themes. Thor was a space comedy, I guess, is one way. But What We Do in the Shadows is a bunch of college kids who are vampires and all the weird and crazy, stupid comedic shit they get into trying to be vampires, but keeping it secret while in college.
Oh god.
And Off Topic talked about it because Jeff watched it, and I think Michael watched it, and they thought it was awesome. And I was like, well, I like Thor Ragnarok, I guess I'll check this out. And because of his success of Thor, he's making a sequel for What We Did in the Shadows now. He also did something else, which Jack from Achievement Hunter watched, and he said that one was really good.
I did. It was just kind of, I guess it was the kind of different tone that Thor Ragnarok took away from Thor 1 and 2, so that's the reason why I was kind of skeptical about it, because it's just, it looked different. It was a different tone. It had everything different from the start to the finish. So
I think it was also one of the first self-contained Thor movies.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, like nothing out of
nothing that really had to partake with the rest of the MCU. I think that might have been what was different about it.
The only thing that was Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Doctor Strange was completely self-contained.
Yeah.
But, like, Thor 1 had to do with setting him up for the MCU. So it was a very nitty-gritty story, very to the bullet points, introduction, fight scene, like love interest kind of thing. It's very standard and cliche a bit. It was good though. I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. Thor: The Dark World was just more of that. It was also very like cliche, to the point. Still somewhat not as enjoyable as the first one comparatively, but I liked it. You know, I liked the weirdness of it. I mean, but it also was setting up the Ether Stone for the next movies.
Yeah.
So, but this one wasn't setting up shit
at all.
Not really, no.
It didn't set up even...
It didn't set up shit. It was actually the first real Thor story.
Literally, the only thing that is setting up, and it's been like, 4 months now, so no, it doesn't really... Spoilers.
If you're a fan, you've already seen the after credits scene, and otherwise, it's not much of... It's not even a spoiler anyway.
It's not a spoiler anyway. At the very end, all it is just showing...
that Thanos pops up in his ship, which I forget what the name of it is. It's like the something 2.
Yeah. It's just literally just Thanos popping up again. That's literally all.
That's all it sets up.
Yeah,
which is not even setting up the next Thor movie. That's setting up the like one of the separate stories of Infinity War.
Guardians.
They find him floating in space.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So it's a self-contained story that at the end sets up something. Mm-hmm. Black Panther was the same way. Self-contained story. Didn't need to watch Civil War for it really. And at the very end, it sets up something.
Yeah, it's just gonna say it's like at the very end, he gets his arm back. Obviously,
he's going to.
Yeah, I mean, you see it in the trailer anyway.
Yeah, he gets it back. Obviously, so it's nothing about that.
I bet you it's like more souped up too. It's not the robot is in it. It's almost. People want to call it adamantium.
Adamantium.
Vibranium.
We're not there yet.
I really wish they would have brought Wolverine to the Avengers. That and Deadpool. I wish they brought Deadpool.
But Fox said no, we're not sharing.
Fox is going to be all over that.
Kevin Feige also said they're not even focused on what they could do with the new characters that they have now. He said, wait till we finish all the movies up to like 2019, 2020. Then we'll start thinking about those characters. Which I think is a great idea.
At the same time, though, it's like... People are coming out of their prime. Like, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be too old for it. It's going to get out of it. Like, they just don't want to feel like...
Hugh Jackman's too old for that role now.
Huh?
Hugh Jackman's too old for that role.
Yeah, I know Hugh Jackman's like, what,
although he is
now? No, he's 60. He's like 55 or something like that.
Something like that. But he did say he would come back as Wolverine for Marvel, but I'm not sure if that even still stands anymore.
Yeah, I think he wants to pass the torch now.
Dude's
somebody else.
Fucking huge.
I had something in my head, and I can't remember what it was.
Hugh Jackman is 49.
49?
He's 49.
And still a beautiful, beautiful man. But...
Yep.
Everybody's just like, Robbie Downey Jr. I don't think he keep going that much anymore. Like, I know they can do CGI and everything, but it's kind of hard to... keep people interested into it. I mean, I know Robert Downey Jr. loves doing the role and stuff like that.
He is, but his time's coming to an end as the Iron Man.
Yeah, it's definitely hard for him.
Whether from his standpoint or from just a writing standpoint for the character. Like, after 10 years, it might be time to retire the Tony Stark and move on to the next actor to be the next Iron Man.
Yeah.
Of some sort, some version of him.
I wouldn't mind.
Same with Chris Evans.
Yeah, Chris Evans definitely. Done with Thor too. Like, there's a lot of people.
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Evans. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Captain America.
Yeah, I know Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth. Like, people who've been doing this for years. It's starting to get a little old to them because
it's been a decade. It's that time.
Yeah, I know Tom Holland is going to be over that.
He's going to be he's going to be the next generation. Tom Holland's going to be fucking killer. He's gonna fucking slay.
Hopefully you keep it up with it. That's the only thing.
Have you seen that man? He's a gymnastics. He's gonna be able to do fine.
I mean, I've seen him lip sync battle, so yeah.
He's gonna do fine.
He's got that umbrella. He's good.
He's also he's like too excited to be in Marvel now.
Oh yeah, he can't keep his mouth shut
because he's just too excited. I'm like, you know what? I would be him. I would be him.
Just belts everything out nowadays. But regardless, I digress. It's basically. I'm ready to see a new in Marvel. And I hope DC kind of picks up on that too. It's like DC needs to learn.
Well, they're doing
to get back on track with everything now, because Batman vs Superman was all right. Justice League was a little iffy because
I don't know about
everybody was just it was just being thrown left and right. Like Zack Snyder, who picked up the mantle after that. Joss Whedon. Popped up on that too. You know, it's just a matter of, can they keep it going?
Yeah.
Can they keep people interested? Like Infinity War is fantastic. I can already tell it's going to be a fantastic movie. It's
going to be quite a movie.
1 and 2 is going to be fantastic. But at the same time, though,
it's going to be quite the movie. The Russo brothers are working on that, directing that. And they did the greatest. They did Winter Soldier. One of the greatest fucking Marvel movies ever made.
Best action movie I've ever seen.
The Winter Soldier is so fucking... I've seen the movie 3 times because it's just so good it never gets old. And they did Civil War, which was also one of the better Marvel movies. Mm-hmm. And like now they're doing Infinity War, and it's just like... They know what they're doing in a way. And I won't compare that to DC.
I mean, DC has their own formula.
I can fanboy both of them, but I'm not going to compare them. Yeah. They're 2 separate universes, they're separate characters, separate directing styles, separate studios. Like,
yeah,
they do their own thing. But from an objective standpoint, their shit just isn't working.
I know, and I can agree with that too. I'm a DC fanboy, and I love DC to the point of where I'll try to defend no matter what. There's some things that I cannot defend because they keep making the wrong decision on.
Wonder Woman was the best decision.
Oh, Wonder Woman was the best DC movie ever.
That movie was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking awesome.
You know what's sad, too? It had nothing to do with Justice League.
No, it was because it was a self-contained story that set up something if it needed to.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I wish that most people... Because I know if Infinity War is going to be throwing... I know they're going to be throwing the focus left and right.
There's up to like 70 fucking characters in that movie.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why I'm
ridiculous.
There's going to be a lot of people who are going to be on this.
It's a movie that can only be made with 10 years of setup.
Exactly. You know, and it's.
And I think Justice League it should have been the same way, where it's a movie that can only be made with years of setup. And the setup was Man of Steel. That doesn't count as a setup.
Man of Steel doesn't even seem like it was a.
It's not that good of a movie.
It
which is funny because my boss Luke loves that movie.
I love.
He was like, this is like the best fucking Superman movie. It was an awesome DC movie. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, I looked at Drew. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with him? He let his fucking dad die in a tornado. Like, I don't care who the fuck you is in regards to Superman. Like,
no,
he wanted to save him, and his dad was like, no, don't let them know you're a secret. I'm like, fuck you, you're Superman. Go do it. Save his ass. Like. Smallville did better at setting up young Clark than the beginning of Man of Steel did.
Hey, I tell you what, the Henry Cavill looked good as a kid.
Bro, when he's on that oil rig, and he's that fucking beard, I was just like, that man.
He looked just like the kid from...
Good God.
He's just like the kid from Smallville, too.
He did. They tried to make him specifically look like that, yeah.
But yeah.
Speaking of which, Funko Pops are coming out for Smallville.
Oh, nice.
I already know Brandon's about to smash on those.
Oh, my God.
But it's not that good of a movie.
No, it's not at all. And
the only thing it set up was the introduction of Batman.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, because him fighting in that city was then Bruce as an adult looking up, seeing the city being destroyed by Superman's fight with Zod, and being like, "I'm gonna fight that. I'm gonna fight it. Martha, I'm gonna fight it." It's just no. The setup was too quick, too forced, is one way to say it.
There is a lot of forcedness in the...
Why is Metropolis uptown? Why is Gotham downtown?
Yeah.
Like, why are they not 2 separate cities?
Mm-hmm.
If it works, it works. But it doesn't feel like it should work. Like, what? Those are just 2 different things, like, you know?
Yeah, where's Flash? Flash is supposed to be in Star City, is he not?
He's in Central City.
Central City.
Yes. Which means they should. Sorry, Slav, which is in Central City, so they should introduce that. And then Green Lantern is in Star City, or that might be Arrow. Where's Arrow in? Green Arrow is in Star City. I think it's Star City. No.
Mm-mm.
Bloodhaven, Nightwing.
Yeah.
Gotham, Batman. Metropolis is Superman. Star City is someone.
Yeah.
The Green Lantern has some city, which is in Arrow referenced at the end of one of season 4. They reference the Green Lantern one. Central City is Flash. Like, there's multiple cities from multiple characters because when they did the comics, they wanted to make separate cities. That way they can make their own city and not have to worry about what other artists and authors are doing with certain characters if they happen to be in the same city. Mm-hmm. Same with like Gotham. Gotham originally was called New York, but then they were like, no, let's make our own city. That way we don't have to combine to what happens in actual New York. We can do our own thing in Gotham in a made-up city. So that's what they did.
Yeah.
If you make it the same city, then like, it's fine because it's a whole movie. It's a whole movie studio. So that means that any decision made within Superman City, if it is also Gotham City, then it also affects it. And if it's a movie studio and not separate people, there's better communication on what is the whole entire setting of said movie. Mm. So it works in that sense, but they treat it as separate cities.
Yeah.
Never in Metropolis do you ever hear, because Batman is like fucking like 50 in the movie.
Batman?
Yeah, he's already established to be Batman.
Yeah. Robin's dead.
Superman. Yeah. Superman though is just fighting Zod, his first real fight for the first time, and that's when Batman sees him. Is like, I'm gonna fight him.
Yeah.
Like that's a disaster. Batman's already established, but if the city itself is uptown and downtown, which is Metropolis and Gotham, why has Metropolis not ever talked about this? Why does Superman not already know of the existence of a said weird vigilante bat?
Didn't they?
Granted, Batman's a fucking ninja, but that doesn't matter.
Wait, didn't they already talk about that?
I don't know.
No, they didn't. They never did.
There's a person who there's like they don't ever talk about it until in Batman vs Superman when they're talking about the news reports of like a bat character. It's like, but there's already an established Bat character. I would assume so.
Yeah.
Even in the Justice League cartoons, which is the greatest adaptation of the fucking DC universe, Batman, either in Gotham, is still established within Metropolis. Whenever they did the Superman show, there were small references. But that's in the universe where there's two separate cities. If it's one city, then it definitely should be already an existing thing.
Okay. And
it's not there. So I don't get that. If you're going to combine two cities, the city has to work the same way, not two different ways like the comics.
Just make it all one giant thing. Just make it all. Yeah, that's what.
I didn't see a watchtower.
Oh yeah,
not yet. Which is fine. I would not want them to introduce a watchtower already. That's too fucking early.
Not yet.
They haven't even introduced all the full fucking Justice League. Where's Martian Manhunter? Where's Hawkgirl? Where's Hawkman? You know, where's Green Arrow?
I know a good point.
Where's Blue Beetle? Like, I want that.
I know a lot of.
I can't wait to see the one DC movie where it has every Justice League member.
Yeah.
Like, the main Justice League members.
You know how long it's going to take? 10 years.
It should, but it's not. Given their track record, they'll pump that bitch out in 3.
Yeah. Alright. Anything else?
What was the Black Panther stuff?
Oh, yeah, what's that?
Kevin Feige, basically the leader of Marvel, says Black Panther is the best movie ever made. Best Marvel movie. He says it's the best Marvel movie, and then Geek Tyrant's like, do you agree?
I wonder what Stan Lee says.
He said, in quotes, the movie finished, and I looked over at Ryan Coogler, the director, and I said, that's the best movie we've ever made.
Who said that?
Kevin Feige.
Oh, okay.
He looked over at his director and was like, that's the best movie we've ever made.
That's probably the only movie. No.
And I liked it.
You liked it or you loved it? Because I
loved it. Like, I don't know if I could agree it's the best Marvel movie ever.
Serious?
Like, out of all the Marvels.
Yeah.
The best. I'm not going to put it on that pedestal.
I am.
Because I don't want there to be a pedestal. Everyone has their own likenesses, and there's certain movies that really speak to them. And Black Panther was fucking awesome in every way, but I don't want to put anything on the best movie yet.
Because Civil War's just sitting right up there. Not Civil War.
Civil War.
Winter Soldier sitting right up on that pedestal.
Which is funny because the paragraph is like, after watching Black Panther, I went and watched The Winter Soldier and Civil War, which are still super good.
Yeah, yeah. Everything, like... excuse me. It's just, Winter Soldier...
But I won't say it's the best Marvel movie. I will say it's the best Black Panther movie.
Black Panther? It's the only Black Panther movie.
Exactly. So it is the best one until someone else comes out with it. Same with, like, I don't know, Iron Man. Their first Iron Man was the best Iron Man.
Yeah.
because it established the character very well. Mm-hmm. Even though there's been 3 Iron Mans before that, something like that. There was like a 1970s Iron Man, which was really shitty. Shout out to 1970s Marvel, making the greatest movies no one's ever seen. Here's another one. Black Panther is on track to make $235 million opening weekend.
Wow.
It is now Monday.
That is impressive.
So that's this past weekend. So I'm going to look up how much money it's made entirely since the weekend's over.
It has only been 4 days.
72.2 million.
Wow.
But is that entirely? Yeah, 72.2 million from the past 3 days.
You definitely make a Black Panther like vibranium suit out of that.
Is that domestic though? Like how does this work? Record-breaking box office weekend.
It's going to be like, I bet you Black Panther's going to beat all the records. I hope it beats Titanic.
201 estimated 0.8 million for a 3-day debut in this weekend, which is the 5th biggest opening of all time.
Wow.
The last thing I read the other day was that the movie has actually surpassed several records, which was the biggest movie to ever be pre-order tickets. It's sold out on tickets faster than any movie ever before. It's actually beat Deadpool for biggest February movie debut.
Wow.
It's broke 79 million on single opening day, which is the highest it's of like a lot of movies. It is the 6th highest grossing Marvel movie so far, with the 3rd highest Marvel ever behind 2 Avengers movies.
Damn.
Estimated to make 387 million worldwide, with a budget of 200 million. So it's 187 million dollars of technically profit.
You think Infinity War is gonna beat that?
Oh, Infinity War is gonna sell out faster than anything that's ever sold out in history.
I figured.
And given how the 2 Avengers movies are still holding the record for the highest Marvel movie box office, Infinity War will destroy that. Infinity War will destroy the universe it's created and the box office.
Theater's gonna shut down. They're just gonna be showing nothing but Infinity War throughout the whole fucking week.
Hi, welcome to the Marvel Theater, where we're only going to show Infinity War for 1 day.
I bet you that's what's gonna happen, because Black Panther had 8 screenings that one night.
It did. I looked over at theater, the right side, and I looked at Bev, I was like, dude, everything that's showing over there is Black Panther and Peter Rabbit. And there's only like 3 Peter Rabbits. Mm-hmm. Went to the bathroom, all I could see was Black Panther on that one thing that was ending, because I could hear the song starting, and another one where it was in the middle of like one of the last fight scenes.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think it was like right after the halfway point of the movie. And I could hear the halfway point. And I was like, I'm tempted to go in there and watch it again. Just walking, like, what's up?
Alright, well, any thoughts?
Nope.
None.
Is there anything... Did I miss anything? Oh, there was one thing. I looked up this thing while you were talking. The Ready Player One interactive... I don't think they're called interactive. The motion posters. Mm-hmm. Because this is what one of the things I've been waiting for, is all the main characters. You've got Parzival. There's a little avatar. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Artemis. Not fine.
Why?
To me, not fine.
Why?
The character I think is, I guess, fine. I don't know. One thing is, this is one of the weird immediate things in the book, and I really have to pee.
Oh. Well,
really gotta pee.
Well, finish your thought.
I don't have time to finish my thought. Really gotta pee. So here's one thing. The character in the movie, the girl, she has a half, like, scarred face. Mm-hmm. The reason I don't remember from the book. I assume fire, maybe? I don't know. In the movie, she doesn't look like she has it. She does, but it looks like she doesn't. It's not prominent. That's one thing in the books that was very prominent. Because everyone that was in as a main character was flawed. That was the whole point of the book anyway. In any book. So hers, like Wade's was, he had a shit-ass life. Mm-hmm. He lived a shit-ass life. Mm-hmm. And then his parents, then his aunt died. Which is actually in the movie. The giant explosion.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. I didn't know that.
How does it get there? How is that set up, though?
Good point, but still.
You know what's going to happen, but you're like, but why does it happen? There's certain if you read the book and then watch the trailer, you're like, okay, I know exactly what's the point of this scene, but there's so much of that trailer that's like, I don't know what's going on here, even as a person that read the book. That's the one thing I was like, from the first trailer, I was just like, yes, they kept that scene because it's a defining moment in his character. So with Artemis is that she also had a shit life, so she lives within the Oasis because she views herself as not attractive because she has that half-burnt face. And the character in from his point of view, her avatar is really attractive. But one of the things in the end of the book is that she actually looks like her avatar.
Oh, what?
It's not an avatar. It's actually what she looks like, just without the burnt face, like the half-burnt face.
Huh.
Yeah. It was more like a personal insecurity thing with the fact that she has it.
Yeah. She kept on going to the Oasis.
So I'm cool with it because it's the movie.
Yeah.
But she doesn't look. Her avatar is, of course, avatar looking. It has, purple, pinkish skin and red hair, and it looks very. This is an avatar. But in the book, it was never like that. It was like it looks like it could be an avatar because everyone's supposed to look human. They're supposed to look like something they're not. But she doesn't look anything like her character in the movie. And I was like, that's not the point. The point of her character is that she is her character. It made you think she wasn't until he actually meets her in real life at the end of the book. He meets her at the very end of the book. That's the last chapter, last half chapter. There's a part in the trailer when she's like, welcome to the revolution. She's talking to him in person.
Yeah. Oh, she's already there.
They've already met.
Okay.
That's not a thing. They never meet. They're supposed to have only internet chat rooms where it's basically VR chat. Where they just have their avatar, they log in, and it's a room of whatever they want, which is usually some sort of like basement dungeon with actual working arcade machines. And I don't like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
H. It's H.
Oh.
It's that one.
Oh. I didn't know I thought it was just something in the game. Okay.
That might actually be a girl. It looks like a dude, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Like, no offense to the actor/actress, whichever gender it may be, but that looks like a dude.
Yeah.
But in the trailer, it sounds a bit like a girl. Not sure. It's still very iffy. I'm not 100% on what the gender of the character is. If it is a dude, I might actually not watch this movie.
Wow.
It is that important of a role in the books.
Wow.
The fact that it is in the books, H is a fat black chick.
Okay.
Her avatar is not that. It is a somewhat attractive white male.
Oh. Because
racism.
Really?
Every character is flawed in some way. Hers is racism. Her mother is a black female, of course. So she could never get a job in the Oasis in VR because of racism. So by having the Oasis being that you can make yourself look like anything, the mother made herself look like a white male and actually was able to find work in VR because of that. So H saw that, understood it, and uses that herself. So as far as Parsifal knew, his friend was a guy until he meets in real life. Then that's when he says, "That's weird, but we've already become such good friends that what's on the outside is not anything what matters to me." Immediate friendship in real life, just like that. Then if the movie doesn't show that, then it's not. It misses the point of that character. That's why if they adapt it differently, it needs to still be able to be a good story with good character development.
But it's like going back to Shrek. They judge them before you get to know them. So of course you're gonna. Never mind.
What?
It's just people judge on looks already.
That was the point of it, of the character. This book was written in like 2009, like 8, like it was back then. That was the whole point of the character. Is that it's like you're judging me off my looks and of my color, so I'll make my character something that's not going to be judged, like a white male.
Yeah. which is completely wrong, by the way. Do not judge people.
Fuck no.
How they look and stuff like that. You never know. They could be the nicest. They could be your best fucking friend out of nowhere. Like,
I've been friends with black kids before, even since I was a kid. Like, racism was never a thing to me back then.
I'm implying, but I'm just saying in general.
Well, in general, yes.
Yeah.
Any person. I've been friends with a lot of people when I was a kid, including other colors, and it didn't matter to me.
Yeah.
I didn't give a shit. I was a kid.
Yeah.
The fuck do I know?
Exactly.
It's taught by older people.
So you're definitely not gonna watch it in case that happens.
If that happens, that character change is such a deviation from the story.
That's racism in itself. That's sexism.
I don't even see it that. It's such a deviation for part of the story that it actually could turn me off completely.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's such a deviation. That was the whole coolest point at the end of the book. Was it was a fat black chick, but she was still super cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes. Like I read it, I was like, yeah. So that was awesome. And there's like certain parts, like I don't get in the trailer why there's multiple people standing inside of a van.
Mm-hmm.
In the book, H has a van, so I assume it's her van. Why is Parzival, Wade Watts, standing in that van in his VR suit? Why is H behind him in a VR suit? And in the newest trailer, the Pure Imagination trailer, Sho is in that van. I assume it's Sho, and Daito is in that van, and so is Artemis in that van. I'm like, why are you all in the van? That is not in the books. They never meet in person. H picks him up in the van after he escapes prison with the Sixers, which he was there for like 3 months or some shit. It was ridiculous. Planning his way out. Super awesome scene in the book.
Let's go to jail and stuff like that. Okay.
They finally, because he's the only one standing in the Sixers' way.
Oh yeah.
So they finally, as a fucking monopolized conglomerate company, find him, take him in, and put him in jail. In like a personal prison that they have in there.
Okay.
And then working with technology itself, he escapes after like 3 months of planning. And that's when H comes in a van, picks him up, and they end up going in the VR, they do something, they meet someone, do some crazy book shit, and then they meet the guy who made the VR. Not Halliday, the one who made it. The Steve Jobs, the other one, the Wozniak.
Yeah.
That's when he meets the Wozniak, and the Wozniak sends him a message and was just like, come to my house. So they use H's van to go to... He says, I'm going to go somewhere else. H gets there. He gets there. Everyone's already inside personalized, like, pods. Like, circular pods of VR. Everyone's already inside. So he never meets them.
Wow.
He just goes into his... He talks to Wozniak, goes into the pod, and then he enters the VR, and that's the final battle.
Huh.
After the final battle, he walks out. That's when he meets Artemis for the first time in person, and he immediately hit it off. He's already met H in the van. He never meets Sho and Daito. I don't think. Or he walks out, meets them, and then they say bye and leave or some shit like that. Like, that's it. So why are they all in the fucking van? Like, it's...
Well, I don't know.
These are the differences I'm talking about when I say that it's such a deviation from the story that in itself can't be compared to the books. It's a different story. It is. But certain things might be missed in regards to the point of the book. I don't even know what Sho and Daito look like, but apparently that's what Sho looks like.
Oh, okay.
Like a little Asian kid with a ninja character, which looks dope. I don't remember what Sho and Daito even look like in the books, like from description wise. But they're both Asian kids, so I think this is accurate enough. One's a ninja, one's a samurai. That's fine. That's actually, I think, accurate. Fucking James Halliday as Anorak the Wizard. That's accurate. He's supposed to look like Gandalf. That's the description. And Sorrento, the leader of the Sixers. That's accurate, I assume. And I guess that's accurate. Like I don't remember Sorrento being in the VR, but if he was, I could see him just doing that. So that makes sense. Everything else is fine, but the main characters are the ones that are so different.
Yeah.
This is weird.
Okay. Well.
I don't hate the Iron Giant in it, but that's weird. I don't know when the butler flicks that quarter at him.
Mm-hmm.
That better not be a certain thing from the book, because I'll walk out. That is too important of a thing in the book. Give me my fucking Ultraman too. I want Ultraman.
It's just not gonna happen.
No, but I want it. So that's
all right. Well,
that's the whole point.
I think that's
I happened to find those. You mentioned Ready Player One earlier, so that's why. Because Black Panther was not an adaptation of something I've read.
Yeah.
And it held up very well. Ready Player One is an adaptation of something I've read, so I don't know how I'll feel about it.
Well, I think that'll do it. I'll wrap it up for Mouthful. Episode 4?
Episode 4.
Episode 4.
I don't know why it's so hard to remember, given there's only 4 episodes.
Because we've done so many episodes, quote unquote, that and the ones that keep deleting themselves. So we just kind of lost track after that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and please like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe if you want to keep up with us, and if you want, go over to Lunch and Effing Gaming, and you could, just keep up with us there too. Well, we're playing Evil Within as far as the uploads are going.
Take that Twitter out. You better take that Twitter out. We don't
Twitter?
That Twitter.
You can follow me on Twitter.
Twitter.
Our actual Lunch and Effing Gaming Twitter is not active whatsoever.
Look at that tweet.
You can follow my Twitter.
All right, y'all. Well, have a good one. Bye.